Hello everyone and welcome back. So I'm going to throw this video up. I'm recording it on the 31st and I will be throwing this one up Monday. I do have some other videos recorded that are going to go up after that, but I felt this was very important to share with you guys. It's something I recently learned through a Facebook group I'm part of. And I felt it was very vital that I get you guys the information as quickly as possible, especially for those of you in Ontario, Canada, the whole province. So, with them, if you're in the province, many of the doctors will refer you to the hEDS clinic, which happens in a lot of different areas. There's not a problem there. But what I found out is that if you go to the hEDS clinic and you have a diagnosis before 2017 of EDS, especially of hEDS, they will rerun the 2017 guidelines. And they will change your diagnosis. So if you had a diagnosis of hEDS before, if you don't fit the guidelines the way they feel they are, then their guidelines, and I'm going to clarify what that means, then they take away your diagnosis and re-diagnose you with whatever they feel is appropriate. Now, there are places throughout the world I've heard that are running the new 2017 guidelines for people who were previously diagnosed, and some are getting re-diagnosed, not very frequently, but sometimes that is happening. The problem that I'm hearing about in Ontario, Canada province is that they are not using the 2017 scientific guidelines that the papers are about. And there actually was a paper about this in the National Institutes of Health, where they kind of admit that they're even more strict. They don't quite agree with the 2017 guidelines from the scientific paper that came out. And so they've actually, it sounds like, become even more stingy with giving out that diagnosis. And you have to fit even more things than you should according to the scientific guidelines, which is the ones that I've done the videos on. So one of the things I have heard is in the 2017 guidelines, if you're prepubescent, you need 6 or more. For them, you need more than 6. You can't have 6 on the Beighton scale. You need to have more. If you're pubescent to age 50, you need to have 5 or more in the scientific guidelines, but for their clinic and to get that diagnosis, you need to have more than 5. For those 51 or older, you need to have 4 or more in the scientific guidelines on the Beighton scale, but for them, you need to have more than 4. That means that the lowest score you can get according to them is a 5 on the Beighton scale, or a 4 plus the extras. The minimum you can get is 4, and you do have to get the 2 extra things that give you the extra point. So that's something to be aware of. They didn't tell me for sure what other things they're being more strict on, the person I talked to. And they just said that some of the groups that they've been talking to and stuff, they've heard this also from a lot of people. I asked about what happens if you're diagnosed somewhere else. If you go to the States, if you go to maybe another country, another province, she said they will not accept any diagnosis from anywhere out of the country, period. It doesn't matter where it's from. They won't accept any diagnoses, period, from any other country. She was not sure if you are diagnosed in another province and then move in. But she did say frequently when you are referred to them, if you've never seen them before, period, they will rerun the diagnostic criteria, and they may change that. So even if you were diagnosed in another province, move in, have been referred to them for care because they're the clinic that covers that, you may have your diagnosis changed and not be able to receive the care that you've been getting. I would love to hear, if you're from Ontario province, your experience with the EDS clinic, and if that's what you've heard, and if you're from other places, what experiences you're having with the change to the 2017 criteria. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.